now I'll go through the report and I'll give you a snapshot like what has happened. And trust me, those who all are really crazy about this industry, the thing is that you will love these insights. And unfortunate part is that in that screen I cannot see what is happening in the chat, and I'm not able to enjoy that, so I'll read it later. But keep on bringing, and I'll keep on dropping it. So yeah, first is this. Okay, so it's not the world, but it's our country. And you can see that there are still a few places which are still white and there is no one there. So it's our responsibility that we spread our wings and reach to these places and bring some community builders out of it. If they are not there, then we make some, right? If you are, so that's I love that saying, that if you either you build one or join one. So I guess this is what we have to do, right? And we all have to do. It's not going to happen alone. But you can see and a big number is from I guess Karnataka, and I know which city, and I guess a lot of people know which city. That's Bengaluru for sure. And I'm in Bengaluru, so I really feel fortunate to be here. And like I mentioned, like if this thing was offline, I'm telling you, you would have never left the room even by the night. I'll make sure that you will never do that. So moving on to the next place, do drop down like which state do you belong to, and is your state is still there. And yeah, keep using the chat room. I'll keep on asking you and keep on talking about it. So let's talk about the good news first. First of all, this that all of these communities which have just come up, they come up in the last 3 years. Like the most of them have just come in the last 3 years, and which is an amazing insight. I guess pandemic made it for us that it just started in 3 years, and but which is an amazing thing that community whole ecosystem is just picking up. I guess you all know, the seasoned people already know that the amount of books which were launched in last 2 years is the amount of books which were launched in the whole decade. So I feel which is a great thing that this whole industry is growing like crazy and giving a whole of time as well. Moving to the next thing, the next good news is that organizations have started thinking that communities are the one of the most vital part of their business after the pandemic hit, and which is a really good news for us, whoever's trying to get into the consulting side or to the and things like to become director of the community, or things about a position like CCO, Chief Community Officer, sitting next to the CEO and CMO. I guess they all will understand that how important this fact is. So this is which has happened. Another thing is that the whole like the size of community team also been increasing, and everybody saying like it's increasing. So that's also a positive thing. I remember community builders working in silos, like just one person doing all the thing, wearing no cape but still doing the superhuman thing. So I guess it's a good news that we all are having teammates. I'm lucky to have teammates in my team, in the community team and at LikeMinds. So I guess that's one big example for me as well. Moving to the next one, again about the revenue. So it's an amazing thing, people, right? It's a really amazing thing that community builders have started monetizing, and 48% of them independent communities. If you are not aware of independent communities, it's basically the communities which are not supported by specific brand. Let's say Trailblazers by Salesforce, which is a community of Salesforce, it's supported by Salesforce, but let's say community folks not supported by any brand, if I say like that. So it's like an individual brand, and they have started monetizing. So I guess that's a good example, and if people are doing it, and it's a good news for all of us. Another one will be again, organizations have started dedicated community roles, and a lot of people think that that it will grow, and it's already happening, which is like 180 people think this, and I guess it's the sample size is 180, which means that we all are moving in the right direction, which is again a good part. And then once the good part is over, I want to talk about things where we all have to work together to solve this part, because this is still happening. And not sure how many founders are here. I know one, but not sure how many other founders are here and other stakeholders are here. But I know that there is a community tribe for people those who are getting into the community industry. I'm just speaking for the tribe. I'm saying we all need to take care of all of this, and we all need to take care of ourselves while doing this job, because it is very too overwhelming sometimes. And I would say that it's just not you who feels it. A lot of other community builders are also feeling it. So first thing is this, this is not a good sign, I feel. And because the global standards, what they say is that the last report of CMX, it actually had that 66% were women and 34% were male on the global standard, and we have ulta here. So I guess there is a lot of work which we have to do, and it's been said that women are better community builders than men because of one thing which I also feel that they have, which is more empathy, right? They are able to connect, and I feel if they're not able to find this role, I guess it's our duty to bring them in and to tell them that this is the finest role for them, and it's been globally proved. The second thing will be awareness around the self-care resources, because you can see this is the point. This was one of the questions which I have put, and I really want to focus on this, that people are feeling, and even out of them, first 6 months to 12 months, a lot of people have written, and that is 57%, which is a very alarming thing for all of us. And if you are still feeling this community is for that. We all are here to support and tell you that, hey, it's all right. Why you are feeling it, probably we'll be able to help you out and tell you wait. So use your community, use the people, those who are in the call right now, or around you. You should use all of them and ask them. If you are new to this ecosystem, you should be using them. Then another thing will be the training program. So yeah, this is also a very important thing. I guess all the season ones who are 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, 4-year experience, they all know like how they have learned this whole community management. Yes, Raj, if you remember, like, was there any formal education? Vineet, was there any formal education? None, right? I guess we all just went on the way on the road and just learned it. I guess it's nothing less than entrepreneurship, I feel, and that's how we all have picked it up. And we have been amazing, but I guess there is a strong need because a big chunk of people are coming in, and just like there are institutes for training entrepreneurship, this will also be something which is coming in the future. But we all need to take part in it, because we need to train. At least if you're training 2 people in a right manner, it'll be all great. And then another thing will be this is happening. I'm glad that still people are not, half century is still there. I'm really happy, because I don't know why, maybe people are able to connect. That's the first reason I always feel for our community talks, that people are able to connect what is happening there. We are a very niche audience, but like this is happening, like people, the members are going crazy with this webinar thing. Lots of webinar everywhere. Then now Clubhouse is also there, and then a lot of Instagram lives, Facebook lives, and everywhere people are speaking, and we are just listening and doing our workouts, or probably just listening and dying. So I guess it's really important for us to take care of that, being community builders, that our members don't just pass out while taking our webinars. So please ask them to breathe and have some water. Guys, for that sake, have some water. Yeah, it's a good water break. I'll also have. Please have some water. The next one will be, so now the whole report has been divided into multiple sectors. One of them is the pandemic impact. Another one will be the career. Third one will be around sustainability of the communities and blah blah blah. So I'll be picking up one or two from everyone, but all of these insights are again pretty amazing to pick, see that what all people are speaking. So first of all, this is something which is coming up. A lot of communities used to be offline first, right? But now they realize that in pandemic they have to go online as well, and that's why the hybrid community concept is coming up. People are saying that they will pick up both of them, and this is the current state right now, and they are saying that they are going to invest both of them equally, because both of them are really, really important. Having a community on an online platform, and then having the offline side of it, and different multiple chapters, which is a good thing. And I guess if you're doing it, then it's a perfect thing. Second, another one will be so it's about the 53% of the respondents, they are saying that that's how they started picking up the whole community scene. But that's, it's like you can see this inside, and I guess on the job a lot of people are learning, and because there is nothing much there, and a lot of people are learning via volunteering. But I guess we need to bring in more things out of this, and make it more career centric kind of a thing, because it's now proven and everybody's investing, all brands investing, right, Ripmun? I guess everybody is investing. So so another thing will be that these 3 primary roles are there: the community moderation, event management, community operations, and the growth thing. So these are the primary roles you play in this. Like, we asked this question, but these are the 3 primary roles of community manager in any organization. So I believe either you are doing all of them, and if you have a big team, then you are doing any one of them. That's how it is. Like, or probably if you started the team, you will eventually be doing 3 of them, and probably all which are written in the bar in the charts. I guess that will also be there. Yes. So three important skills which people felt like were communication, empathy, and leadership skills, and super important. I personally also feel like for me empathy will always be on the top, because if I'm not able to connect with the people with whom I'm building the community, I will never be able to relate to them. But then comes the leadership skill, because I need to lead them and probably make them bring them in the right place in the communication. But this is a good insight, and I guess do you feel that you have all these three, or do you think that you lack in any one of them? Do let me in the chat box. And the next one will be the average income. So oh shit, yeah, aa gaya kya upar se? I wanted to ask this question. Shit. So this is a beautiful insight. This is a beautiful insight because I remember the first role, and I remember that I was not even in that first sector also. So that's how it all started. Like some $1,000. And now when you see that entry level people are getting, just like it's like similar to an engineering job now, and it's reaching there. And trust me, look at this, 12% of people were still there in 15 to 30, which is crazy for us. Director level people and all, community heads and all, they all are reaching up to the place. So this is really good news for our profession, that this is happening. There is a whole damn scope. If you ever plan to leave this role, you see this. Okay, there is a big damn scope. There is a whole wave coming in. You just don't dare to leave. Okay, tell us and we'll not let you leave. Then talking about the events. So yeah, this is a nice one, which says that they are checking mostly on the weekly basis and monthly basis, and but which is again the another part, that the longer events does not make sense. So if you plan way long event, or probably let's say these kind of mini conference or 3 hour 4 hour of event, do keep them on a with enough time, let's say 3 months 6 months space. Don't do them regularly on a longer run. If you're running workshops of 3 hours every month, don't do them, because people are not gonna love that. So it's better that you keep it for a smaller time. So that is one insight which came. Then another one will be from the events again, that these are the three things which members are which community managers and the companies are measuring during member interaction during session, and the engagement and the number of attendees, which is also fine. Is there anything you feel in an event, anything else one should be measuring? If something is there, please drop down. Other people are also seeing. It's my question is to the mentors mostly. Like if you feel something is missing in this, you should definitely put, or which you actually consider. Then talking about sustainability, let's talk about money, guys. And our communities are getting better, and our community builders are actually monetizing it. And there are 10% of communities who are actually generating 10 to 20 LPA, which is a good thing, and even less than 50,000 is also there. But there is a good side and bad side both. If I see in this, I'll not say only the bad side. I also see. Because bad side is that it's less than 50,000, which is per annum, which is not at all sustainable for any person who to run this community full time and do this job full time, which is a bad thing. But I see the other side also, where it's happening more than that, which is an amazing thing. So I guess what we all have to do is to support these people who are not able to do it, and bring them to the next bar, to the next bar, to the next bar altogether. So I guess that will eventually make it more better. And then again, the independent communities, they started monetizing after 1 year of launch, so which is a very good insights. Because if you remember the older Facebook groups, or like these groups which were there, they were not able to monetize for even half a decade. They were just there, groups were there, but nothing was happening. But now this is happening. They started in the pandemic time, and now they have started monetizing this also. They are becoming brand influencers, kind of a thing, just like Instagram campaigns. And then one more around the sustainability, that how they are making, that's how they are making. So on top are the course creators who are making using community as their moat and actually making the whole community run by the money they charge, and then the paid partnership with businesses. So this is 16%, and now it's our responsibility. How do we pitch our communities to the brands so that we grow this 16 to probably 30% next year? I really feel that the communities which we are making are definitely of more worth for everyone. So we just need to know how do we pitch our communities to those brands and ultimately provide them the value. So I guess this is a really good insight. And yes, let's howl together, people, because this is what is happening. And I love this line: community is the new oxygen for the organizations. I definitely believe in that. And feel free to tell this to the world, because I'm already been telling and I'm already been in love with this. And yes, I guess that's where we are. That's where I was, and that's it.
Thanks, Paras. Thanks, everyone. Great. Abhi to aisa lag raha hai ki this is like a family only. I've seen these faces so many times before. Cool. I'll start. My name is Cherish. I am the head of community at Savo Labs. It's a young startup. We are completing 1 year in next month. Historically, I've worked mostly with technical communities. I started my career with interning at Google, and from there I founded my own startup for less than a year. Then I managed to work with Amazon. Amazon ke saath I managed to work with a lot of great developers, but in-house. Then I realized my heart lies in communities altogether completely. I don't want to half-ass my professional journey. So I moved to Hacker Earth. Hacker Earth was a great developer community, scaled the thing from 3 million to 5 million, and used Hacker Earth as a place to showcase that you can actually monetize developer communities by paying attention to them, and created an entire business line out of it. Created a business model called Hacker Earth Advertising. We managed to get 60 to 70 lakhs of revenue, all inbound, no marketing, no talk, nothing whatsoever. Everybody's like, you have a great community, we want to market, please do it for us. I did that. And out of that, I managed to get this another quick job here at Savo Labs, and currently in the senior leadership, head of community and managing developer experience, developer marketing, and community management. All these things lie very close to my heart. You will see this in my face, my arms, everywhere. That I speak a lot of passion when I talk about community management.
Woohoo! Good to have you, Cherish. Good to have you. Rafi on my right from Dubai, featuring.
Man, just stop doing this.
What? You're the only one who's joining us out of India. So what's wrong in that?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And we got global speakers, guys. Yeah.
Cool, man. Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammad Rafi. I've been involved in building communities for the last 6 years from 2015. So I started my career with Mozilla and other open source clubs, and then I quickly interned with a startup called Scrollback, which was a community building platform back in 2015. We were too early. Investors did not pay money for us to continue, so we had to shut it down. And then I joined DoSelect, which is a developer where I built a developer community for 2 years. I've also worked at Gojek for less than 6 months to build their events and sponsorships for conferences and hackathons. I've hosted a lot of hackathons for product, like one hackathon for product and one hackathon for Major League Hacking. I've also basically did Code for Beer, which was sponsored by Bira. And no money, of course. And then I'm right now working as a creator on Uncommunity, where we have like resources for all the community builders, books, podcast, and I do sometime podcasting, and we have a bi-weekly newsletter. So that's about my journey.
Thank you. And you have been part of the whole, my journey also. You've been part from the very
first. So fun fact, there was no community in 2016 in Bangalore. So basically Paras and we met very first time.
Yeah.
And that's when community folks started. He's been rocking as usual. Amazing. If without Paras, there would not have been any conference today.
मैं रिकॉर्ड करके डालूंगा. So thanks Rafi. Moving into Baru, you got like a minute. मैं hard stop दे रहा हूँ आपको minute का. 1 minute for you.
What about 30 seconds then?
Bring it on.
So thanks once again. Such a great insights that we've received. But start with, I am head of customer success at Habitat. I mean, like, how am I customer success person, but still dealing with community? The success of the customers is basically helping them build community, strategize them. That's my role, to help different communities to build and strategize. And I have worked with B2B, B2C, and B2C communities before. I've managed, I've done operations, etc., for the past 6 years. I did not know that I was getting into community, first of all, when I got 6 years ago. And then, like, I'm an accidental community manager. That's about me. That,
And
I have to say the insight. Yeah, one insight. I've worked with a D2C community, which is like from 0 to 1 lakh members, we were able to get in within 6 months. And I have hosted somewhere about 12 to 13 events across different states in India, pretty much.
And guys, I'm telling you because she got like 30 seconds. That's why she's being modest. And can't tell you how many things she does. It's like she's a rock star. Like, I never knew, but she has been like into so many things. Amazing thing. Thanks, Varu. Thanks for being here. And Vineet, off to you. And then we'll wrap and get into the questions. The first question, off to you.
Yeah, hi Paras. So I'll also keep it short in 30 seconds. Hi guys, I'm Vineet. I'm a community strategist and a podcast host. I help companies integrate community as a business strategy in their organization. I've been working since last 13 years, worked with various companies in different industries. Since last 6 years, I have been part of startup ecosystem and the community building space. I'm also an accidental community manager because the co-founder of 91 Springboard reached out and said that we would love to, interview you for the community manager position, and that's how I am here right now. Went solo last year in the midst of pandemic, and things are still shaping up. And frankly speaking, pandemic has really played a great piece in integrating community with the world. So that's what we are out here to discuss in the panel as well as SYCM report.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. So glad to have you guys. And everyone, if you have any question, we'll not take too many questions because we are going beyond time and we can't help it, obviously. That's our drive. We talk. So but if you have any questions, just drop down 1 or 2. We'll try to take 1 or 2. But meanwhile, the first thing which I want to talk is basically about there's this thing which I said, community is the new oxygen for the organizations. And I guess you saw this stat, so I'll read it for you. For 42% of our brand community builders, organizations have increased investments in community programs. And for 40% of them, teams have expanded, right? So, which is a good news, right? So it has happened in some 42% investment has grown and the teams have grown. But my point for you is that we don't discuss about the good part because it's already happening. I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the part where it's not working, or it's there, or it's decreasing? What's wrong with those community builders? Because if they are here, we are supposed to give them insights, what they can do so that their brands, the brand under which they're working will start, trusting them and start giving them more resources, start giving them bigger team. So give them some tips from your experience of brand community building. That's the first question. Of anyone can take, probably raise hands. We all can see and want to go. However, raise hands.
Is it okay if I start?
Yeah, Varu, go ahead.
So I think one small thing that I learned, I faced this myself as a community manager, is that, not sticking on to the vanity metric aspect of it. Sometimes what happens is that when you just say, itna active members hai, so many people are joining, and, engagement is so and so. I think beyond that, what is the purpose of the community? Are we sticking to the purpose of the community, right? So what is the success metric according to that community is very, very important. Like, for example, the purpose of the community, an edtech startup, they want to start a community. The purpose is basically share knowledge, right? So how many knowledge-based articles were they able to deliver? Was it done in a less span of time because the conversations happened within? So those are the things that we need to basically go after to basically get insight from the go ahead from the leadership team.
Right. Perfect. I guess that's a very fair point. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I'll just kind of summarize this with 2 points. One of the points is that there's this company that Yashovardhan works at, a great company called OutSystems. I managed to interview somebody there called Vera Tiago. She mentioned that the time taken to answer a dev query went from 3 days to 3 hours using the community, because community answered a lot of questions. So imagine the dollar that is being saved, and you can use that as a metrics to go to your founder and be like, bro, paisa bachaya, invest, right? And another thing that happened at my company is that somebody wrote a documentation, a technical documentation, which got tweeted by a Twitter handle with over 70,000 followers. We haven't reached that benchmark internally. Somebody from the community did it for us.
True.
If that can happen to me, it can definitely happen to you. That's a great metric to take back and invest.
Absolutely. That's a really good one. I guess our social media team, Vishesh and Nishant, if you guys are not catching up these phrases, please catch and tag the heroes who are talking about it. These are like really crazy insights. Anyone, if you and another thing also, because we will be keeping it crisp. So if there is nothing specific to add to the point, it's okay. We have more questions. So if
so I just want to add that, right, when you try to talk to your leadership team, trying to get a buy-in is very difficult, right? So whatever you're building in a community has to indirectly or directly relates to the business opportunity that a company can generate because of a community, right? So today in the sales, you have sales qualified lead. Today in marketing, you have marketing qualified lead. So what if we could generate something like a community qualified lead, wherein whatever that is happening in the community is passed to a sales team or a marketing team, and then they can retarget or do stuff because of which a company or a business will generate returns, right? So I feel that has to happen in order to get a buy-in from a leadership team. Like, you have to really show value in terms of dollars, right? From your community, there is things happening that can increase your revenue or whatever it is.
Absolutely. I believe.
Paras, I'd like to add only one more thing. It's that you need to show at least 1 to 2 success stories from your community for the executives to buy in. So
Qualitative.
This might take 3 months, this might take 6 months. That will be a very uphill Herculean task. But once you have the success stories, then you can always go in for resources and other buy-ins to make sure that the program is scaling up leaps and bounds.
So true. Qualitative feedbacks and stories are really important. So perfect. I guess it's been a good discussion, and all have had diverse ideas. This is amazing. I'll move to the next one, and you know what? We are wrapping up each question very quick. So which is, we are pro, guys. We are pro. Pat on the backs. So the next one. Okay, so next one is about it's about the metrics basically. Okay, and the stat says that active member rate. We found active members rate as the most important measurement unit for communities in India. People are using active members rate. This also aligns from the findings from the global community reports. They also say that this is a right thing. But my question will be for each one of you. First of all, first thing will be yes or no. Do you think this is the most important one, right? Do you think this is the top 3 most important one? If that is the thing, then say yes or no. And then second thing will be, which are the 2 other matrices according to you, which should come to the top 3? So anyone who
I think retention is the single biggest metric in terms of anything, right? So there was this tweet few weeks ago by the legendary David Spinks, right? Is building a community hard or is scaling a community hard, right? You have to pick only one. So I said it's building a community because that's where the actual work happens. But once you get started, you have to make sure that you are retaining those members.
Absolutely,
joining in, you have to do 101. Let's say, how do you get the first 100 members easily, right? In your community, you just talk to 200 people, because of course all 200 people won't join. You'll have a 50%, 60% success rate, right? Absolutely. So you have a joining in, which is the active numbers, and then you have to retain them. Whoever joins, they have to be there active for over a period of time.
So retention, you saying should go in your top 3 along with the active member. Cool, perfect. I take that. Varu, I'll go.
So I think active members is one of the important things as well, irrespective of the size of the community. But at the same time, the next one I feel is that okay, I forgot the point. I think
it's okay.
Someone else go ahead. I'll just come back.
Yeah,
so active member rate actually matters a lot, and the reason is that especially when communities have moved online, it doesn't take a lot of effort to join a community. Initially, in offline, you'd have to make an effort, go meet somewhere, take out the time. Now it's just join and you're a part of the community. But how active are you there? That's the question, right? A quick metric is that in communities we use this term called 90-9-1. 90 will be lurkers, 9 will be contributors, 1 will be an ardent promoter.
Yes.
But in online communities, because there is not a lot of effort required, you can actually move it to 60, 30 and 10. 60 lurkers, 30 contributors and 10 avid supporters.
Creators,
and I think that's something that we should change.
Lovely. Team, please keep on writing this. This is really interesting. Yash is already doing. Yash, please help us with the notes now, so that the social media team can pick these up. Thank you. So yeah, Varu, you're back.
Sorry about that. So associated with active members, the other one is that we finding the the internal influencer, that is the inner circle kind of a people within the community. I think that part is very important, because even over a period of time, community has to become self supportive kind of a thing. It should be more of peer to peer than brand to peer kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
So I think that is another important, that how much the peer to peer support is increasing. That is another important metric. And number of influencers over a period of time, or the inner circle members, how are they increasing? That's very important.
One of my favorite one also. I also feel like how many lives you are changing for real of your members. If you can do that, one at a time also in an year, because it's a compound, right? It's all compound. You compound the whole work, and then later they become your evangelists and talk about you. So I guess that's a really nice one, the support one. Nice one. Vineet, anything you want to add?
Member journey. So once you are able to figure out 1, 2, 3 steps, so basically joining the community is easy. Coming back is hard. Staying engaged is harder. But once you have crossed this barrier, you become a supporter. So the member journey is more important. And once we are able to figure out that in which stage the challenges are occurring, we can actually go back to it and rectify it and do the experiments per se.
Done.
That's it.
Sorted. I guess that was again very crisp. Guys, we are nailing it. Streak pe hain apan log. The third one I'll talk about. So this is about the I guess everybody has seen the top 3 skills which were there: empathy, leadership, and communications, right? These 3 skills were most talked about. This is a question for everyone also. What do you think should be the next 2 in the top 5? And I'm asking the same question to my main people also, and then you should also put what more 2 skills should be added to leadership, empathy, and communication to make it top 5 skills for a community manager. Please drop them in the chat box. And my question is again I start
purpose
with
and success. Purpose and success should be the next 2. Period. What is your purpose, and how do you define success out of it? Because empathy, leadership, and communication becomes very subjective. It needs to drive to a very strong metric which you are actually able to track.
Okay. Rafi?
I think in a community builder, there are 2 things that needs to happen. It's authenticity and genuine. How genuine is the person?
Absolutely.
How authentic is the person, right? So there are let me just explain that in a bit, right? When you build a community and you have a reason in your mind saying I want to generate money from day one, then you will go in a wrong path, right? So you need to make sure that you are authentically building it for yourself, which is like an audience of 1. You are building it for yourself, and you are trying to gather people who has similar interest with you, right? So when you do that authentically, you are creating a pull towards you, so that whatever you're putting out there, people like it, and they will talk with you, maybe do a community or maybe do a newsletter. So you have to be very authentic of what you are doing.
Awesome. I am in love with that point. Varu, Cherish, anyone?
Yep. So I think one part, I think everyone will agree over here, because keeping it organized, always we tend to disorient from what we are actually doing. Specifically as community manager, so many things come into picture, and people who are actually, you're seeing the burnout as one of the things insights, right? So if you see that we are doing so many different things, you do the operations, you do the strategy, you do so many things. So I think staying on something is very, very important. Disorientation is something it kind of keeps your community away from what you're supposed to do. So I think being organized is one of the major skills that you need to have.
Perfect. Organizing, I guess I'm still learning though, Varu, but yeah. But I'll pick that skill. Yeah, Cherish, you're the last one.
Just one soft skill and one hard. Soft skill is that this is my perception only. You have to be a little altruistic. Community building is a long game. You need to be patiently kind for a very long time. And you have to not just be that, you have to explain that to your stakeholders also. you can't be kind today and expect results tomorrow. You have to be persistently, patiently kind for a really long time, and that takes some mental effort. So, altruism, if you really believe in doing something for somebody without any expectations, I think that becomes easy. So that's what I inculcate in myself. The other hard skill is that I do feel like you will be looking at a lot of data. Some data skills, like
someone has pointed that.
Somebody pointed that also, right? Like deriving insights from data is very important, and you being the community member has you're the first checkpoint of data. Like you'll have a lot of data and you'll be the first flag bearer of it. So it's important for you to look at that, derive insights and be like, dekho humne ye kara hai and ye kara. Because sometimes community can be just like UFA also, but if you derive insights from data, you're driving your point home.
Absolutely. Community halwa nahi rahi. So you definitely need a lot of analytical thing. On point, like I guess Azhar has also mentioned the same thing, and Yashraj also. So perfect. I guess I have like more questions, but I want to keep it short. So I want to pick out of these two. I'll pick on the burnout thing because that's some question and really important, I feel. And people, those who haven't started your journey and you're about to start, you should know that there is something called community manager burnout, which is a very famous global term, and there are a lot of stories around it also. It happens because this job is like that, and I guess Biswa in comment section has written that we wear 500 hats in a day, and she's not wrong, trust me. So my question is but my question is little different. So 57% of people have said that they feel burnout, but 40, how much? 43 are saying they haven't. I want to know, first of all, kaun hai ye log, kahan se aate ye log?
Paras.
And second, I want to know like what's wrong. It's with us, because I feel I'm in the 57%. And but what's wrong? What are your thoughts on this? It's just a generic question, and and it's a question to everyone also. And just yes and no. If you are in community building, have you felt the burnout? Yes and no. Please drop it then. In the comment section. So yeah, Varu.
So I think one of the reasons could be a mature community or a well-grown community. That could be one of the major reasons for that. And the other thing, I've worked with one of the corporate, GSA client, and for community itself, they have 50-60 people.
Amazing.
Imagine that's 50-60 people, like apart from the managers, they have separately for execution and things like that, right? So basically the work is equally distributed. So possibly that could be one of, they take Saturday, Sunday off, or they take 2 days off in a week. When I started, 7 days I continuously used to work. So that could be one or two reasons to basically the 43% of people saying that way.
Good one, I guess. So it's because of resources, right? Ultimately comes to resources. They're getting resources. Probably that's why they said. Anyone?
I don't have anything to add, but this is an advice. Just stop your Slack notifications if you are a community builder for a day.
And a lot
to
more
avoid burnout.
Makes sense.
So I have faced multiple burnouts in my career, and every quarter I take about a week off to just rest and rejuvenate. Man, this is for real. And now it's like, you cannot work for 6 months, 1 year at a stretch. You need to, prioritize
because community never sleeps, right?
Yeah.
Community never sleeps. So you cannot it's 24/7. If you're really building it, if you're really into it, then it's 24/7. Your message inbox is always full. You always prioritize your thing. You get up with the phone, you end with the phone, and you end with notifications. Completely agree.
Add something to this, like a real life incident that happened.
Very quick, Sangeeta.
Yeah, I will not take more time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So initially when I had joined, I think couple of people who know me here, they know that I was struggling to basically have a work-life balance. And I remember that it was my first or second week at LikeMinds, and there was some task and I was not able to complete it on time, and I wrote to Paras that, hey, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm a little exhausted right now. I'll do it tomorrow, during the day, and then by Monday you will have it. He's like, stop working right now, and you're not going to touch your laptop tomorrow, and we'll see everything. We'll see it at Monday. So I think it's very important to, as managers or as team leaders to kind of have this care for your team members, especially when you're on in the community team. So like just wanted to give a shout out that, you know, like I always say, and I'll quote this again, that I have the best manager in the world. So yeah.
Thanks, Sangeeta. Thank
This is on record.
Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me ending it on a really good note. And everyone, first of all, really thankful. Okay, agar sab yahan pe hote, I would have given a group hug to everyone, and it would have been amazing. But can't do that, so I'm just giving it right now. But on the other hand, let's end this with because we all are required. Okay, and it's a whole damn ecosystem we are talking about, and we are just bunch of dozens. So it's not enough. And you saw that India ka map, a lot of places were white. There's no one who has filled it. It's a big responsibility on our shoulders, and that's how I really want to leave it. Rafi ne bola ki Paris has been doing community folks. I don't want to say that I am doing community folks. No, not anymore. I want to do it alone. That's what I'm saying. And it's not even happening from my side. I guess you have seen what is happening, and I guess a lot of players and a lot of people are also getting into this industry. So I guess it's on us, who are the pioneers, who are in this ecosystem, and not just 5 of us, 6 of us, but eventually, and you know whom I'm talking, and what I'm saying, and you can definitely feel me that we all need to get into this. So I want to end this with the pledge, if you have anything, okay, promise any damn thing, say some good great words that you're going to do something, and then we will end this and make it light. Let's leave it on a very heavy part. I know that we have writers here already who write even for songs in movies, and who even write occasionally. So we have Baru, we have Cherish who write, and then we have Vineet and Rafi jo kuch na kuch shairiyan karte honge. So let's end it on a really positive pledge, if you have something in mind, and then we wrap this up.
Yes, I think any community for that matter, is for the community members. The pledge is creating impact is very, very important. Creating that positive impact. One person comes and tells, this thing that you posted on community, or you're kind of running this community, I'm able to come out of this depression. I'm able to basically be a different person altogether, is something that we need to strive to do, because creating a better world starts with community.
Taken. Next.
Yes.
Go,
Cherish.
Okay. So for any community manager listening here, okay. So we just, with the unveiling of this report, I was very excited. We have just opened the door. All right. Now there are people who are ready to have the conversation, which they kind of mock. Remember Gandhi, that first they will mock you, then they will ignore you, then they fight you, and then you win. You started to win today. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, that you started to win today. It's still going to be an uphill battle, because your battles are going to get bigger and bigger. And if we've learned one thing from games, is that if you're facing challenges, you're going the right way. Keep facing that challenges, keep fighting, keep defending community, use this report, and make sure we're all here as your support group whenever you need.
Amazing. Thanks, Cherish. Thanks for making it more beautiful. Koi bhi, Vineet, Rafi, anything. Vineet, aap kuch keh rahe the?
Yeah, so I am not promoting anything, but let me tell you, me and my friend, we started this podcast. The name is Be Impactful, creating impacts with empathy. So the fact that when you say what's the pledge, frankly speaking, if I'm able to do the justice to this podcast, we are there in the right direction. The knowledge is out there, and it's for everybody to use and take it forward.
Absolutely. Let's spread the word and inspire more. Rafi, anything from abroad you want to bring it to us?
We need more content on community building for India specific. We don't have it right now.
It's there. It's because the reason, right? 3 years old communities are there. Let them be half a decade, and then you see the content which is coming in. Trust me, 2 more years, we are killing it. So I guess perfect. Thank you so much. And from my side, it will always be that you go one person at a time, one member at a time. Whenever you are building a community, impact one of their lives, get involved with them, just solve whatever problem they are having, and you will see them. You will see the beautiful side of that person which you have never seen, and they will always be there for you. And I cannot say this, I can feel it, and I guess you all can see that these people, they are here on just one call, and a lot of them, and they are rock stars in their areas, and I guess it's not easy to call all of them. And this is because of the similar reason, because the same thing, one person at a time. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for this lovely panel. Also, thank you so much for everyone for your patient hearing and listening and being part of this.